What's up, ladies and gentle dudes? Welcome back to another Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares. Today we're going over to the Granary in Hampshire. The Granary in rural Hampshire is an upmarket restaurant originally opened by entrepreneur Nigel Nedu. He originally opened it as an upmarket dining club, then the restaurant was relaunched after a £2 million renovation. While it's still losing £4,000 a week, it promises a classy modern British cuisine, but in reality the menu comes from all over the globe.
The feedback was, wow, this is the most amazing place, we're all going to be coming here, and then none of them did.
Yeah, he had this whole big plan that he wanted this to be like a big club that people go to, that you pay, I believe it was like $2,000 to get into at one point, and then no one fucking wanted to go. So he's like, shit, what do we do? Let's turn this into a restaurant, I guess.
That's why you're in this shit, you fucking fat idiot!
Oh, I fucking love Gordon Ramsay. That's why you're in the shit, you fucking fat idiot. We start this episode, though, with Gordon Ramsay talking about this cottage that he just recently got in this town.
I'm really looking forward to a nice, laid-back, British country lunch.
And if you ask Nigel about his restaurant, he's at a bit of a loss as to what's going wrong here.
No, I'm at a bit of a loss, to be honest, to understand why the place isn't busier.
And then even though Nigel is losing up to £4,000 a week, he still likes to live a luxurious lifestyle, so he takes Gordon Ramsay on his fucking helicopter and shows him a tour of the fucking town.
Are you a good pilot? I'm not bad, mate.
Fuck that. I'm not going on that dildo's fucking helicopter. He says I'm not bad. I don't even care if he says he's good. I'm not going on that shit. Would you go on this guy's helicopter? I mean, he can't even run a restaurant. You think he could fly a helicopter? Nigel convinced himself, though, that the wealthy Hampshire locals would flock to his flashy exclusive dining club, but little did he know they didn't give a fuck. And like I mentioned at the beginning, in 2003, he opened up a club that cost $2,000 to get into.
And it cost up to $2,000 to join.
Just to join, just to be like a part of this club, it was $2,000. I don't even, what the fuck do you think goes on in those clubs? You walk in and fucking Nigel starts blowing you? Because he would have to for me to pay $2,000 to fucking step foot in his building. What is this, Disney World? And then they mentioned that they've had celebrity guests come as well, and they're like, even celebrity guests like Jordan.
Nigel invited celebrity guests like Jordan.
But we cracked it. The launch was...
Crickets. Who the fuck's... I don't know who this Jordan is. I mean, maybe you guys know. I have no clue who this fucking Jordan is, but all I know is she flashed her ass at one point, showed her panties. That's all I saw.
You like your panties?
When Nigel's Playboy project went bust, he dropped the joining fee.
That's so embarrassing, though. Can you imagine, like, you build a place, you make it luxurious, you're like, and people are gonna pay money to get in here, and then no one does, and you're like, well, actually, you guys could just come in and buy drinks. You could be free, actually. I don't care. That's really embarrassing. But after that, when he dropped the joining fee, he also renamed it the Granary, but, you know, it was too late. Everybody in town just kind of didn't really like the vibe of the place anyways.
Its local reputation was shot to pieces.
We do get a pretty cool helicopter shot of the Granary, and I gotta be honest, the place totally looks like someplace Cybermen would attack in Doctor Who. That was my first thought, is I saw the place and I was like, Cybermen have been there.
It looks absolutely beautiful from here.
We meet Martin White. He's our local boy chef,
Nigel recruited local boy Martin White to create his vision of a modern British menu.
which up until Gordon gets there, I don't think anything on here is modern or British.
He served 6 months for drug offences, and cooking was his salvation.
You know, I did kind of like Gordon Ramsay kind of connects with the bad boys in this episode. It reminded me a little bit of Gordon Behind Bars, which I really did like that show. He worked with people in prisons and had them be chefs and all this stuff. It was a really fun show. I did a bunch of videos on it. So that it kind of reminded me of that here. But because of his past, Martin has taken a couple of teenagers under his wing. They're like his sous chefs at the restaurant. The first one we meet is an 18-year-old named Cocky Pete. Great name.
Cocky Pete is 18.
Right off the bat, you know that motherfucker's trouble. Oh, hi, nice to meet you. What's your name? Oh, Cocky Pete? Okay. Then we meet his partner in crime, Mouthy Pete. Wait, how many Petes are there? I didn't realize that they were both Pete. Whatever. But we meet his partner in crime, Mouthy Pete, or you could call him by his nickname, Chav.
He's 19 and been arrested more times than he can remember.
Now, does he just have a bad memory, or has he been arrested a lot? Who knows? And we do learn that, unfortunately, Nigel can only stay open for another 6 months if everything stays the same. And then here's another example, just like the fucking helicopter, of Nigel spending his money stupidly. Gordon gets inside, and the motherfucker has leather walls.
Leather walls?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell's right. Although I gotta be honest, fucking leather walls are pretty cool. But if you can't even get people into the restaurant, maybe have normal walls and fucking save some money. Jesus Christ. Right off the bat, too, Nigel's already getting pissy that Gordon Ramsay's not liking shit. You know how he always points out things he doesn't like and is kind of a cock about it. This guy really doesn't like that.
We get nothing but compliments about the interior of the building, the decor and everything else. He's just come in and rubbish the whole place. Not a thing here he likes.
And then Nigel joins Gordon for a meal so they can discuss the menu and, like, the business.
Nigel's fiercely proud of this silly menu.
And then Gordon does say here that he's going to be brutally honest with Nigel because, you know, Nigel's very cocky and just, like, you could tell he's uptight about his menu, and just anything Gordon says about it, he's so defensive and, I don't know, he's annoying.
so I'm going to be brutally honest with him.
And then Gordon orders a shark steak topped with tomato sauce and mozzarella. What the fuck? You know, I will say, though, that when he gets the plate, it does look kind of appetizing, but obviously it tastes like shit, but it does look kind of good.
Must be a bit of a Hampshire thing going on there.
And then Gordon Ramsay gets his starter meal, and it's from Africa, not modern or British.
My starter appears to be from Africa.
He's got some Moroccan chicken, and it came with some kind of paste that I just couldn't understand what they were saying, and the subtitles gave me jack shit, so there's some kind of paste on it.
Wrapped in filo paste.
Whatever you heard there, it's that kind of paste.
What's modern British on that?
Gordon does say the meal is very spicy and that not a thing about it is modern or British, and of course that pisses off Nigel.
I'm just waiting for you to slate the meal like you slated everything else since you came in the place.
And now finally Gordon gets his cheesy shark, and like I said, it looks good, but, you know, unfortunately he tries it and it's not the best.
What was the chef smoking when he came up with that one?
I don't know, Gordon, but I'll have what he's having. That sounds like a great night. Can you imagine, like, you get so high, you're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Let's make a shark steak, put tomato sauce on it, and mozzarella cheese. I bet that shit's bomb.
That's fucking ghastly.
And then Gordon asks Nigel here if he seriously thinks the food is good here, because at this point he kind of thinks he's fucking with him and that this is, like, isn't the real menu.
Honestly, really? Do you think the food is good?
And then Gordon's like, seriously? I think you're fucking with me here.
You're playing with me, aren't you?
And Nigel even gets more mad here. He's like, no, I think you're taking the piss here. I think you're fucking with me.
No, I think you're taking the piss, Gordon. That's what's happening.
Sorry, shark and mozzarella.
And then here Nigel gets so defensive. He's like, okay, let me go through your menu then, bitch. Let me go through all your things. It's easy to criticize someone else's menu.
Let's go through your menu. Let's see what you put together. It's easier to take the piss out of other people's stuff.
We're going through my menu now.
But Nigel, in the beginning of this episode, didn't you clearly say you had no idea what's wrong with your business and that that's why you call Gordon Ramsay?
No, I'm at a bit of a loss, to be honest, to understand why the place isn't busier. I suppose it was, well, that's why we turned to Gordon.
So why are you questioning his menu? Don't you believe in his menu skills? I know that motherfucker can put together a menu. I've seen him do it 87 million times.
The shark's half a centimetre thick.
Yeah.
It's cooked and then gratinated, so it's cooked twice.
And then this part is pretty funny. To, like, just tear down the meal, Gordon explains in heavy detail what he disliked about the meal. Like, it came out watery, how the meat felt, all these things.
It arrived with a plate full of water, so the fish was overcooked before it even got anywhere near my mouth.
He's basically being like, if I say the food's bad, I'm not fucking with you. I'm saying it's actually bad, and I don't need to explain myself further. I'm Gordon Ramsay. You think Gordon Ramsay doesn't know what shark steak tastes like?
So why are you trying to be smart?
But so the next Gordon tries their filet of beef. This meal was actually cooked by Peter.
Just 18 years old to be cooking from the best chefs in the world.
Gordon tries the meal and says it looks like someone's been sick on his plate, but the steak was actually cooked pretty nicely. This whole episode, every time Peter makes him a meal, it's like, oh, this is like the good thing here. Peter's working.
It can only get better from here, can't it?
Christ. Yeah, definitely.
But so now it's time for Gordon Ramsay to go into the kitchen and meet the chef and the chefettes.
I just hope the head chef isn't as pompous as his boss.
Gordon ends up telling the chef how he felt about the food, and in the background, Peter and Chav end up like kind of fucking around, and they end up getting yelled at. This happens a few times this episode, where they get yelled at and told like, hey, show us some fucking respect, and then like they move on, but you know, so they're fucking around here.
Please show some fucking respect.
You know, they're just being kids back there. They don't like, they're trying to, this is like probably their first real job, and you know, whatever. Like, I don't blame them. I'd be fucking around in there too, most likely. Basically, when he's in the kitchen, he ends up telling them that their food would be alright if it wasn't trying to be so fancy and pretentious.
It doesn't need to be that fancy. It is on the verge of being pretentious.
The Granary has a capacity for 200 people in there, but on a busy night, they're only serving an average of 40 people.
It's unsustainable.
And then Gordon invites 90 locals to come in and dine for the night, to basically as like a stress test to see how they handle the pressure, and they fucking buckle big time.
I think we can do that quite easily.
Okay, we'll see, bitch.
We'll see, bitch.
Gordon notices, though, that Martin's fiddly foreign dishes take ages to get out of the kitchen.
We're only 30 minutes into the service, and some of the food is being sent back cold.
Things aren't going great at all. There's even some people out there at their table that's been waiting 2 hours to get their food.
One table there that have been waiting 2 hours. They are really seriously pissed off.
Yeah, I fucking bet. They're hungry and furious out there.
This has got to be the worst day of my entire life, to be honest.
And then because everything's going to shit, Martin's like, you know, fuck it. I quit too. I can't deal with this. I'm out of here. And he just fucking leaves.
I'm not doing it anymore, mate. I don't like this and I don't want to do it, mate. I didn't want to do it in the first place, and I'm out of it.
And then very strangely, Nigel starts to blame Gordon Ramsay for the night falling apart, and he's like, why did you do this to us? Why would you invite 90 people here for us? We've never done anything like that. And he's just pretty fucking annoying about the whole thing, too.
Why have you done this to us?
Why have I what?
Why did you do this to us tonight?
What do you mean, why did he do this to you? He brought people to your restaurant, and you fuckers failed. This is all on you guys.
There's still 50 you haven't even fucking served. So what are you blaming me for this?
Plus, you haven't even served like half half the people anyways. Luckily for them though, Martin comes back to his senses and goes back to the kitchen.
You can get this back together.
Yeah, we're gonna do it.
And it takes way too fucking long, but Nigel finally comes to his senses as well and figures out what this whole stress test was about and like the reason for it, but it's like too fucking late. You already looked like an asshole already. Like you just look like a pissy little dick, and nobody likes a pissy little dick.
I know what he's doing, and I realised the reason for why he did it tonight. You know, he needed to see what would happen if we were pushed past breaking point, I think.
And then after this, Gordon starts interviewing some locals to see what the reputation of the Granary is like.
So it has a bad reputation locally.
Well, nobody ever goes there.
There used to be a club for private members only, but that didn't really last that long.
Just sounded a bit out of my league, to be honest.
Exclusive clubs won't work round here.
So then now Gordon's plan to get back the locals is to make a traditional menu that they cannot resist. This better be a good fucking menu that they're like, oh, that place is disgusting and horrific, but have you seen their new menu? I gotta try it. And then Gordon takes the lads on a little field trip. He brings them to a vegetable field to try to get them excited about using fresh food.
Instead of nicking cars, we're nicking carrots.
And then Gordon sits down with Peter and Chap to try to relate to the bad boys, and he's like telling them how he used to be a bad boy and how when he was younger he crashed a car that was uninsured, and then, you know, he got into cooking and all these things, but he's basically just relating to them being like, hey, I was you guys once. I used to be a bad boy too. Now I'm Gordon Ramsay.
I was also a bit of a teenage tearaway and crashed a car whilst uninsured.
And then after their chat and field trip, Gordon Ramsay teaches the kitchen crew how they could serve 90 people easily without having all these problems they had last time.
Roast pork. Each table gets its own joint along with our freshly picked veg.
Each table gets a joint. Now we're talking. He says having those out there, though, will really ease the pressure in the kitchen, so that way people already kind of have food out there and they can focus on their meals in the kitchen. But so then after that little lesson from Gordon, now they have another dinner service with another 90 people coming as another stress test.
Shitting myself would be the correct terms.
But because of Gordon's new dinner plans, though, things go very well.
One good night won't save the granary. Only large numbers can do that.
And then at the end of the night, Gordon gives everybody this big motivational speech about how everybody has their shit at home, but they need to come to work and try their best and their hardest, and that they could save this place together if they do.
The shit takes care of itself.
And then the next day, Gordon brings some birds for the lads.
They're fucking ugly things, aren't they? They are ugly.
He gave them all these birds so they can have fresh eggs later, but for now, this is like a little test for Nigel, where they're going to put together a hen house, but he is telling the waitresses the instructions, and he's fucking horrible at it.
See, you're gonna fucking flat pack anything that doesn't fucking fit, does it?
And then after this, Gordon teaches the lads how to make mushrooms on toast, and on top of the mushrooms, they're using the poached eggs from the chickens.
I think I've spotted great potential in Pete.
And then Gordon even trusts Pete to cook the locally sourced cow liver, which I know nothing about cooking cow liver, but that seems like he really trusts him. Although for all I know, that's really fucking easy, and they're like, I trust a baby cooking that.
This is a crucial test of my strategy to save the granary.
So tonight they have 100 people booked, including 48 local air traffic controllers, so no pressure. No pressure at all.
Big test. Let's go. Good luck.
Hey Nigel, how are things going tonight?
So far, very, very smooth, very nice, very relaxed.
That sounds very, very good.
Unfortunately, the waitress has taken some food to the wrong table.
Ah, fuck, that doesn't sound very, very smooth, Nigel. That sounds very, very bad. And then other customers are sending their starters back because those are cold, so like really nothing is going well at all here. I don't know what Nigel's talking about. They show us Nigel telling this waitress to take these mushrooms to table 21, and then literally seconds later she takes them to the wrong table right in front of him.
But the waitress serves it to the wrong table, right under Nigel's nose.
And then instead of, grabbing those and bringing it to the right table, Nigel just leaves it and goes back into the kitchen.
Front of house is really screwing us over.
Martin's doing great leading in the kitchen, but Nigel's fucking just lost doing breathing exercises.
I'm not going back in until I've had a cigarette, honestly.
Even though the service is appalling, though, people are really enjoying their food, surprisingly. So, like, it's taken 2 hours, and you gotta send it back and get it again, but when you do get your food, it's pretty good.
It's taken forever to arrive, all over the place, but it's great food, now it's come.
The night's over now, and Gordon yells at Nigel about how embarrassing his behavior was tonight.
It was fucking embarrassing.
And then Gordon asks Nigel, since he owns this place, what does he think went wrong tonight?
I don't fucking know. It's the honest answer to what happened.
You don't know.
Every fucking time he asks you, you have no idea, Nigel. What the fuck? So then Nigel and Gordon, they're arguing back and forth, kind of like they typically do. And then Nigel, though, starts talking to the cameraman or the producers instead of Gordon Ramsay, because he's just like, Gordon Ramsay's not going to listen to me. I don't give a fuck. And he's just talking to other people now.
Talk to me.
Why? Because you don't listen. I'm in denial.
And then Gordon Ramsay starts yelling at Nigel and says, this is why you're in the shit, you fat idiot.
That's why you're in this shit, you fucking fat idiot.
Don't call me fat. You are a twat. Do you know that?
You stupid jumped up idiot.
Fucking silly looking fucking knob.
Oh, That's one of my favorite arguments I've ever seen Gordon Ramsay get into.
Fucking knob.
Oh, I love it. I love it. And it ends with him being called a knob. And then Nigel continues to be in denial here, saying that he can run his restaurant successfully and like Gordon Ramsay is insinuating this, that, and the other thing. But you've already admitted in the beginning of the episode you couldn't.
Go and talk to the fucking regulars out there.
But, you know, here he does end up just storming off and he's like, I said my bit. I'm done.
Unfucking believable.
I won't be spoken to in that way, even if it is Gordon Ramsay.
To be honest, you know, I don't think Gordon Ramsay, you know, I mean, he did call you fat, but other than that, I don't really think he said anything that bad. But the next day, Gordon Ramsay and Nigel do meet up to have a little chat.
All I want to see is some form of maturity in dealing with it. Let's agree to disagree, draw a line, and move on.
Basically, they kind of agree, like, I'm being a dick, you're being a dick, let's just try not to do that and move on right now. I know we don't like each other, but to save your restaurant, let's just not be at each other's throats constantly. And then Gordon asks Nigel if he's ever honestly considered having a manager full-time there, since he's not really great at that. Maybe have someone else that he could delegate those problems to, and he could focus on other things.
All I want to do is make the place as good as it can be.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Yeah, Gordon believed every fucking word he just said. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, sure. So Gordon is still trying to bring back the local, so he puts on a fun event for parents and kids so they can all get together and realize that this is like a family restaurant and not just some luxurious weird place.
Why can't we have a food fair day?
And within 12 hours, their fair is underway, which that's a pretty quick turnaround to get a fair up.
The fair's designed to secure future bookings for the new look Granary.
And then Gordon has each of the lads make a salad, and the best salad gets to go on the menu. And they're using all of their vegetables that they picked from that little vegetable field.
Paul's looking nervous. He's starting to sweat.
Me?
His gel's running.
I'm starting to sweat as well.
It is a lot of fun watching Gordon Ramsay interact with Martin and Peter and all these people in the kitchen. You could just tell these are his people, and he has a lot more fun with them. And then our first salad is a beach roast parnip salad with chopped walnuts and English mustard dressing. Gotta be honest, that does not sound up my alley, that salad. I mean, it looked fine, but they do that mustard sauce, that doesn't sound up my alley. The next salad is egg and rocket salad with parring chips. I don't even know what the fuck I just said. And lastly, we have a pan-fried parsnips and honey with oil and carrot Kool-Aid.
With a carrot Kool-Aid.
I like all three of them.
But since Gordon Ramsay can't decide on the salad, he has some of the customers out in the festival try the salad and lets them decide which one's the winner.
Second one. The second one.
Peter's.
So Peter is the winner, and he ended up making the best salad. And then Gordon has a fucking hilarious idea. He says that Nigel needs to chill out a little bit and just relax here. So he gives him a costume and says, here, you go fuck off, put this on, and come back to us. Cut to Nigel coming out in a chicken costume.
I always thought Nigel was clucking mad.
After this event, though, and just Nigel seeing everything Gordon Ramsay put into this event and just everything going on, he finally kind of understands things now. I think he finds a respect for Gordon Ramsay, and you could just tell he's like, oh, he's not here just to come here and make fun of me. He's actually trying to help this place.
You know, I do understand the reasons, and I know he's very, very passionate. So, no, I just want to get on board with it. You know, get the job done properly.
Which, I gotta be honest, I'm so surprised he actually, like, turned around like that. He just seems so stubborn and cocky that I didn't know if we were actually gonna get that. But it is Gordon's last day now, so he reveals their brand new sign of the Granary.
Is that my new logo, the big fat chicken?
No, I didn't say fat chicken. That's a cock.
The Granary, home of big cocks.
And that's
Very
what you've been
much.
all fucking week.
Gordon has also remodeled the menu with down-to-earth British recipes. I'm sure it's just because of the veg that they're using, but I thought that was an odd way to word it.
Again, I'm just trying to keep it as simple as possible, yeah?
So then on their last night of service, Gordon asked if anybody would volunteer to be a leader with Nigel taking on the 3 rooms. And Laura steps up to take the job.
I'll do it.
And then, very unfortunate though, while they're doing service tonight, Martin is really slacking in the kitchen.
Looks like Martin's already given up because he seems to have sunken and he's not inspiring any of the cooks.
It seems a lot in this episode. Every time they get stressed out, Martin just fucking loses it and quits. And then he's like, I take responsibility. It's my fault. I'm sorry. But like, it happens a lot. He gets very stressed out.
Martin isn't directing his chefs. I've got to step in.
Oof. And then Gordon's talking to Martin, and one of the fucking pricks in the back of the kitchen, I believe it was Chav, is talking over him. So Gordon Ramsay tells him to be quiet, and he tells Gordon Ramsay to fuck off.
Say that again?
Oh my god, that part of the episode, that was fucking awkward.
Did you just tell me to fuck off?
It was funny, but it was fucking awkward. Peter's basically the only one doing a good job at this point.
But I was right to put my trust in Pete, who's shown he can deal with pressure.
We cut to a lady that sent back her dish 3 times because of how cold it's been.
My egg was completely rock hard. My Yorkshire pudding was black. It's a shame.
Yeah, needless to say, that night was a disaster.
This is heartbreaking.
And then Gordon sits out back with Martin and Nigel, and they discuss the night. And Martin takes full responsibility for the night, and him and Nigel promise Gordon that when he comes back, they will have this place running smoothly.
When you get back here, you're going to see us firing on all
We're going to be in here
cylinders.
first, get this place rolling. Swear to God.
But so Gordon leaves and he's like, there's no chance in hell they get this place running smoothly.
But I hope, for the sake of everybody employed by the Granary, that I'm wrong.
And then 6 weeks later, Gordon Ramsay returns to the Granary.
I hope the hell that guy's got his act together.
And when Gordon Ramsay gets there, they actually have 45 people there for lunch.
I like that sound. Customers in the background, kitchen busy.
There is a big change though. Martin is leaving the kitchen. He's moving on.
Decided to move on.
Gordon made him realize that he's going to start a government-funded workshop working with guys between the ages of 14 and 16. And I'll just spoil it now, that does not work out. Chad has also left. He's the one that told Gordon Ramsay to fuck off, so, you know, we're not really going to miss him. I just fucking noticed she's upside down. What a goofball. But so now Gordon Ramsay gets to see a dinner service since they've improved and see how they run things now.
This is a million miles better, I'm telling you.
He also ate some of the food too, so it wasn't just like watching, he actually got to taste it. And then he finally gets Nigel to admit he's wrong. He does kind of like whisper it, but he admits it.
I was wrong.
And then they ended up having a great night of service. Gordon Ramsay even gave all the customers these little comment cards, and they all gave great compliments about the service and everything.
Good news. Locals love it.
And now it's time for the update, and unfortunately things went very wrong as soon as the episode aired. The Granary closed its doors after being completely destroyed by a devastating arson attack just weeks after the episode aired in December of 2007. Fucking crazy. Within a month of the episode's broadcast, the Grade 2 listed building in Titchfield, Hampshire suffered 2 separate arson attacks. The second blaze in January of 2008 completely gutted the restaurant. Now I did see that the structure of the building is still intact, so it ended up turning into like an IT place, but inside was completely destroyed. Owners Nigel and Sally Nedu were initially suspected of an insurance scam by the public, which prevented them from receiving their necessary payouts from the financial toll. Compounded by the destruction of the property, caused their 26-year-old marriage to break down. So not only did this fire destroy the restaurant, it destroyed his marriage as well. The man who set the fire to the building was hired by an unknown source. He did say though that the man paid him £2,500, and he wouldn't say who it was. Just an anonymous person paid him that much to burn down the restaurant. He did flee to Spain though immediately afterwards, and then was arrested a decade later in Marbella and extradited to the UK and jailed in 2018. We do have a little update though on Nigel and Martin. Here's a little quote from Nigel about the man who started the fire. He said that I have never in my life seen this person, yet he destroyed our lives so completely, and I still have absolutely no clue why. That's fucking heartbreaking to hear, honestly. Nigel did try other career paths after the restaurant burned down. He even got into Bitcoin, started his own coin called Seminole Coin to make crypto simpler, safer, and swifter. Yeah, think fuck that didn't go well. We also learned that Martin White, the chef that left, had a tough time afterwards, but he did end up graduating from the University of Winchester with a first-class Bachelor of Arts in Creative Writing. Fucking good for you, Martin. Good for you. That's why he's still going to school now and everything. It seems like his life is really turning around. He has his own book series and shit. It's pretty crazy. Like I said, there's a lot more to this. I watched like a 30-minute video that was just updates on this restaurant because it was just very interesting to listen to. But that was like the most interesting parts. All right, ladies and gentle dudes, that was Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares at the Granary. I didn't expect the whole place to burn down by the end. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for listening to me yap about Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out, Girl Scouts. And remember, if you're gonna have a restaurant and go on Kitchen Nightmares, get fire insurance, because you never know what's gonna happen.